Hey everyone, welcome back to Poplar Preparedness. In this episode, we're going to be covering news from around the world. We're doing this in conjunction with our partner OnScene Alert. This is a subscription service. That cost ends up being about $7 a month. If you use the link in the description down below with my code on there to get you 30% off. If you do that, you get 3 weekly emails like this. We're going to be walking through this report. You'll get this firsthand information now, but if you subscribe to them, you get it every single month. But let's go into the news and see what's going on in the world. OnScene Alert. They do text alerts as well for breaking news kind of things. That's the real beauty of the thing is it's about getting you information really fast, and it's really accurate too. They give you a lot of stuff that doesn't show up on a lot of other news sources, or at least gets buried. In Chile, we're seeing that avian flu has been confirmed in some pelicans there. The real issue is the 45 million chickens over in Chile that could be infected, or they could start having to slaughter a whole bunch of their chickens there as well. They're not a big powerhouse when it comes to poultry down there, but they are the second largest producer of turkey in South America. So there is that, but definitely not good seeing bird flu popping up in other places. That is a positive test as opposed to what often results in the culling of millions of chickens in other places. In Ferndale, California, of course, you probably heard about the magnitude 6.4 earthquake. That was a big deal for sure. A lot of damage, a lot of homes, a lot of roads damaged, and a lot of stores lost a lot of product. And this is not when they need to lose a lot of product. 74,000 people lost power. Of course, with the winter storms going across the United States, a lot of those people exposed to cold temperatures without power. Big deal out there for sure. Flooding in Malaysia. 56,000 people displaced, 5 deaths reported. A lot of flooding there, of course. Whenever you hear flooding, you got to think agriculture as well. A lot of fields being destroyed, a lot of farm crops being either damaged or destroyed. A lot of food not going to be harvested because of that. Also, a lot of people displaced means a lot of stress on the local governments. That means workers not working their fields. All that happening in Malaysia. They're a pretty big country, of course, if you don't know that already. Nigeria, death toll from cholera outbreak, now up to 51. Cholera, of course, is coming from usually contaminated water supplies. So they are treating water supplies, and they are trying to manage the outbreak as much as possible. But it gets into the water supply from people. Through their diarrhea and such, and then it goes. Then people drink it, and that's what causes the cycle. Cholera is extremely bad when water sources are not controlled, especially when we have stuff getting dumped into rivers and such, and people drinking out of those rivers uncontrolled. So big thing going on there. Norwood, Massachusetts, ammonia leak kills one and injures another. The toxic gas came from a 21,000-pound tank that was leaking, and they were not able to shut it off, and so they were only able to rescue the second victim who was injured, but they were unable to get to the first person in order to save them. Ammonia is extremely toxic, and they're using this for refrigerant, and tragedy right there, that's for sure. Banu, Pakistan. We have 30 Pakistan Talibans were arrested and detained, and they were able to overpower their jailers and take them hostage. That is big news there. Now, we did hear that later. OnScene Alert actually put out an update on that the Pakistani government went in and basically rescued the captured officers and put down basically all of these guys. So that continued, was finished up that way. South Africa, 3 dead, 17 injured by a freak wave. So a larger than average wave, a rogue wave, came in and swept people out to sea. Wasn't quite a tsunami, but it's larger than a regular wave. And, you know, that can always happen at beaches. Now, certain oceans and such like that are more prone to that. Atlantic is not quite so prone to that. Wave of fatalities rippling through China. And now this is not just China, but we're hearing this all over the world. In China, they're seeing a giant jump in a number of people needing services at mortuaries and crematoriums. A lot more obituaries going out, but yet they're not having any reported cough, cough out there. So they're not having anyone passing away from cough, cough, but at the same time, they're having many, many people are passing away. And of course, a lot of people are pointing to the pat on the shoulder. The thing that was required for you to keep your job, they mandated this, and it looks like that may be what's causing this escalation in deaths all the way around the world. I can't say much on this platform about that, but look it up for yourself. That they push this thing, these treatments out without proper testing, and now what has often happened with these type of products that they pushed out is happening now that we actually have numbers coming in. A lot of people are dying, and there's no reason for it, supposedly. So what are they dying from? Well, they don't want to admit what they're dying from. Can't say that. Can't say that it's because they went along with what the government demanded of them. Cold blast from Canada is hitting the Midwest. Coldest Christmas in decades. Of course, is what everybody's talking about out there. A lot of cold air hitting all the way down into Texas, hitting into Florida. Citrus in Florida is under threat because of this cold blast. A lot of impacts of this all over the place. If you are in the United States, you need to be buttoned up and ready for some cold weather. The temperature is already plummeting here, and experiencing that here in Pittsburgh. So take care out there, folks. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out another video, there's one on the screen right there. You know, this is all hitting the West Coast as well, particularly in Oregon and Washington State and everything. All right, Steve Poplar,